What's up, folks, and welcome back to H.P.T podcast. Well, I'm not using my webcam, so that means my microphone is not connected. I'm just using my normal phone here, okay? So I had to let y'all know that, for in case y'all don't hear the microphone in the background. I'm just using my phone to record. I didn't feel like getting everything out and started with the lagging and everything. I didn't feel like doing it, right? So I got my caffeine here. I feel better because it's Friday and I have a day off. Yes, I have a day off. What? So my job requires being out in the field, outside. And we're getting a lot of pre-spring weather, a lot of rain, cold, a lot of mud. And the trucks I drive, we got to go down gravel roads and stuff. And we do not want to put all that wear and tear and mud into our big trucks because it's not worth it and feasible. So we let things dry up and we can continue to, do our work sessions when things dry up, okay? Yeah, I drive a big truck, so there we go. Now, model railroad, yeah. The newest, biggest thing that I got lately, of course, was a 3D printer, and I've been 3D printing away. And yes, you can get carried away into 3D printing, and you get stuck in doing that, and a lot of stuff on the layout gets put aside. So I had to kind of catch myself, rewind a little bit, and figure out exactly what I want to print. Now, with that being said, I printed these junk cars that y'all seen me weather up, but I did not like the size of these. These are a little small, so I got the HO size stuff here. Okay, you can see same exact thing here, but it's a little bit bigger. It's more of an HO scale, okay? This one also is a new print. And you can see the difference, more of an HO scale size. Maybe a little big, but I'm satisfied. It's close, I'm happy. I can get carried away with my OCD, and that means I'll be stuck on that same thing trying to get it perfect, and I do not want to do that. I have to catch myself. So this here, which I'll see here, was a print that it came out okay. The details such as, like on the corner here, they have the step ladder here. And because I print them with a brim is what this adheres to, okay? It peels off, but because I print them with a brim, which I have to learn how to quit doing that, when you peel them off, you break these tiny details, okay? So I'm not satisfied with that. So I stopped the print on this build. Okay, you can see, such as in here, the brim is still stuck to the flat portion of it. So I have to figure out how to take the brim off. I think it's within the file. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's within the file. I don't think I can remove it in flash print. It doesn't show me an option for that. It shows me auto supports and this and that and everything else, but removing the brim. So I'm thinking I have to go into the file and remove the brim to begin with. So with that being said, this is a gondola that I printed, and I'm not gonna print these no more as of now because I can buy these for like 25 bucks, painted, more detail, very beautiful and ready to go. I do not want to waste time and filming on something that I can purchase already, so not doing it. The junk cars, I would think that would be harder to find. That's why I did it, and it was a start base for me. So the printing stuff is going to be something I want to design, stuff I can get, and stuff I want on the fly, okay? That's the stuff I'm gonna do. But with the exception of train cars, I can get train cars, so I'm not gonna mess with them anymore. Now, as of locomotive shells, well, that'll be another thing. I may print locomotive shells. You can still get them on eBay, but I don't know. I might wanna design something different, maybe like a Mad Max locomotive one day. I don't know. That's what we've been doing. And right now I got Tinkercad up, and I'm starting to see how to mess with shapes and stuff. I'm all new at this. So I got a lot to learn. The next print I want to do is going to be a pieced print, such as you print this, you print the parts for it, and you put it together, that's going to be a junk car shredder, okay? It's going to actually work if I can get it to work, or just for looks. It doesn't matter, but that's what I want on the layout, is a junk car shredder. So that's going to be the next print. Keep an eye out for that. Right now I have to figure out how to remove the brims. This part was for the gondola here, and you can see how like this piece here would peel off. There's no way to peel it off from this brim because it adhered itself so well. So it's a destroyed part, you know, you can't use it. So yeah, that's the biggest problem I'm having right now is the brims. So of course this is a train channel. Yeah, it's a train channel. We like to specifically talk about trains and everything's related to trains and everything related to building a train layout and everything else, right? Again, I've always say this, do not complicate your railroad at all. Do not complicate it. If you're making a small railroad, it's very simple to do things on a small railroad, okay? All the way from the wiring aspect to laying the track to getting the scenery done, you want to keep every aspect of that simple. And of course, your way. You know, not nobody else's way, your way. So how you want to do things, it's up to you and how you want to do it. But just the main principle is simplicity. While what I mean is keeping it simple is whatever you're going to do, of course, is going to be as simple as you can make it. Because if you have to come back later on to do some changes, such as in wiring. So for instance, if you want to come back later on after you done wired everything and you complicated it so much, you're going to be like, what the hell? You know, you should be able to look at your work, kind of remember what you did. It's hard to remember a lot of stuff, I understand, but for me, I can look at my work, retrace my path and steps, because it's simple, and I'll remember how things went, so I can add on and do whatever I got to do, or change it, whatever I got to do, because I kept it simple. Okay, that's going to go with everything. We already know this as human beings. You know, simplicity is key. But sometimes you have to tell yourself this, because our minds are hardwired for the best. You know, we want the best. We want to, you know, we constantly think and trying to make it the best. But by doing that, we complicate it to the point where our minds create this big roller snowball coaster thing, and you get locked in that, and you're afraid to make that step forward. So keeping it simple is the number one thing to do. It doesn't matter how it looks as long as it works, in my opinion. You can throw your locomotive on your track, press go, and it goes in a circle or whatever it does. You know, that's the basic thing that you want to do in your train layout for you new beginners, okay? Of course, on a train layout, wiring can get really tricky. I'm not going to go into detail on how I did mine. I did put mine in districts and blocks for safety measures for my locomotives. Of course, it does not help a locomotive from hitting the floor. We all know that, right? But anyway, yeah, I did mine simple. I can get under my layout and see what I did. Snap of a finger, know where to connect and what to do, because I split it up in blocks and districts, and it's very simple to retrace my steps, okay? Setting a layout in blocks and districts is not hard. It's basically where you want to split your tracks at with insulator joiners and putting a sub bus on it. Very simple. How you want to put your sub bus, which is either with light bulbs, if you want to put a circuit breaker, or whatever you want to do to run off of that. You know, it's up to you. They have all kind of things. Again, you can complicate it with these new systems they have out there, but in my case, it's not worth it. For what? To say you have the best? It's not. So keep it simple, and I mean like stupid simple, to where you can just connect wires and make it work. All my wires into the bottom of my layout is suitcase connectors. That's it. And you can go to a velometer anywhere in my layout and check, and the voltage is constant. So suitcase connectors work. You do not need all these fancy connectors, these things you got to order. You just go to the damn O'Reilly's, pick up some suitcase connectors, crimp them in. You got power. Oh, so keep that in mind. my opinion, and many other people on YouTube that done suitcase connectors, they have no problems. You know, that's what they make them for, right? What else you make simple? Oh, scenery. Scenery is very, very, very fun to do. And you, again, simplicity. You can take all the way down to crumpled newspapers, crumple them up, laying paper towels with some plaster on top of it, and it's just completely simple. People use plaster cloth. That works also awesome too. Saves a mess. But for me, I use paper towels, lay the shit over. Foam in a can, spray, you know. There's so many ways you carve that. You know, scenery is just endless. That's something, in my opinion, that is signified towards you, what you want to do. Of course, everything is, but that shows the creativity in the person doing their layout. I mean, I do things where people had comments, people like, man, I never seen that done before. You know, that's the creativity in me, and that's the way I did my stuff, okay? If you watch my videos, you'll see that where we came out with a water feature with a waterfall, that's still on the back burner because I have to create scenes around that. I do not want to mess things up because once I get done, I'm putting fish in it, right? And yeah, so I had a lot of bashing in the beginning about that. People are like, man, you can't mix electricity with water. You don't think I know this? You know, they act like I didn't know this. I know all this. You know, that's why they make GFI units for electricity. So if the water trips onto the track, they'll throw it off and you won't get shocked to death, right? They have protectors for all this. So again, going back to that, I had people bashing me for that. You know, it was like, oh, you can't mix water with trains, and then yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can't do, but I pushed the envelope to show that it can be done. Okay, that's something new that I added to the train world, in my opinion, that you hardly do not see. You not hardly see it, and you see it with G scale, you know, where a train is running out in the backyard in a pond and whatnot. You know, you'll see it with that, but on the HO and the N scale perspective, don't see too much of that. Yep. Why? Because the model railroad books tell you not to do that. So it's just to show you, beginners, do what the hell you want to do. If you think it, dream it, you can do it. Remember that. So alrighty, folks, I do not want to circulate too long with my day off. I got to get back and figure out how to take brims off of these little parts before I print them. Try to save filament, time, and I don't destroy my shit when I take it off the print. So let me get down to doing that. Hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoy your weekend and your day off. And like always, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.